How did you come by 49.1 million? And then in court, because of law, see, this alone, for him to come by 49.1 million, and no cause here end case near jail.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
So because you see, these are some of the things that ama in conphobia yamo mwejuma so munyano omo boy chrono, and nobody will sit and say, let me listen to this woman. I didn't know say no. Because for the past 8 years, I knew the job she did. And at this point, her boss has even run away from Ghana. Every meeting, this woman sat in it. IMF, DN, she was there. So if you don't see her signature on the document, it does not mean that she did not support the criminality. So why is this sitting there and questioning people? Morally, she's not supposed to be on that committee. Morally. Say a person parliament, a recognizable institution, not public accounts committee. People who have credibility. This Grace Jones is not supposed to sit there, because every anger towards Kenofrata should be channeled to this lady, because she was a deputy Kenofrata for 8 good years. They sat in it. Let me tell you, when it comes to political crime, you are not supposed to put a pen on paper and write for you to be guilty. Even your moral support to that crime, you can land in jail. Do you know that? And it's sometimes when you question people in a meeting, recently, on said Daman, mine and Ibrahim Mahama was purchasing, would be a competitive bid. When he went to cabinet, the president of the republic did what? He excused himself. Why did he do that? Because he did not even want to sit. When he sits in the meeting and does not even utter a word, his presence and being part of the meeting will influence the decision. So the president did what? He excused himself. He decided to step away from the cabinet meeting so that the process, the deliberation, in Komodo Mubedino, he will not be part, because the man Ibrahim Mahama is his brother. So the president took the right decision by stepping away from the meeting. The president excused himself. He decided not to even be part of the conversation. Into political crime, we are not supposed to see Osei Asariana writing a signature or signing something. The fact that she was in those meetings that Kenofrata held, and to dupe this Ghana as a country, she is basically culprit in this whole crime. But you see, Yama Kronfo and TV so busan Kronfo question say, oh no, it's no buso be say obi a Kronfo. So you see, the people who sit before this public accounts committee, they don't respect anybody sitting there. Omo parliamentarian, how can you make a criminal sit before me? Such a we are doing in Ghana. I see morals in Naira. How can you make this criminal? She is, because she was a deputy Kenofrata. Yatna Kromha. Ya accuse Ekufuado and Bawumia of corruption, stealing from us. At a point, Bawumia told us there are some things that happened that he was not part of. But Bawumia, at the end of the day, was in cabinet. Bawumia listened to every conversation. Bawumia, whether he nodded or did not nod, he did not oppose decisions made in cabinet. So Bawumia takes the responsibility. He takes the hit, because he was part of that deliberation. Into Mami Webe Kenofrata deputy for 8 years. When they made deputy 8 years, she's technically the finance minister. Now, our anger towards Kenofrata should go to this lady. So we Kenofrata ye bibina unya. Now I can't sama chena untumia. Mami when also can't sama chena. So Kenofrata, I express your views, your anger towards him in the form of writing or verbally. You need to direct it to this board, Banchehono, because she was with the guy for 8 years. It's me I see, if you see the civil servants, they sit, and when they go to these meetings and they see her in their heads. So, Ubedi 8 years deputy finance minister, that is what they say in their head. So it encourages them to lie to us. It gives them that confidence to sit there and lie, because nipa no team anymore or say be oya kronfo. In tomorrow rights Ben also a question, and Intina, most of the people who appear before the committee, they don't respect the committee. They see them as criminals. You know why? Because of this lady. Now, there's another story I want us to talk about. Now, and Edibuahi case, Atachia mu or a cromfon canocre, Atachia. Many Canada Japan talk a static queen, Atachia. Tamanoya Minister of Housing. Ena or Nikede Japan girlfriend be Germany. No, no, your NPP chairman. And on signed dubious contract. And I'm bete attaching to. And attaching a Kennedy say, I contract na or since I'm a sign girlfriend or Germany no. Gina Kevin and I Kennedy call Germany. Now your program NPP4 and I Kennedy call J Mike and I started the matter. That was the beginning of my issue with Kennedy Japan. I want to start free because I did a scandal of attaching. It is Achim police attaching. Attaching the Tisa Achim police. Chromophobia and say Kingsley Jimabe Wiesika wo National Service Scholarship Secretariat and go to no. Still a funny team as about them. This guy cannot win a case in court. Now what happened in court today? We are going to appeal because the 49.1 million the 41.9 million was not put in a pot under somebody's bed. The 49.1 million was received by an account. And if the judge doesn't want to see the account that the money was received and how the money was applied, how can we make progress? So we challenged it. Counsel for Edubuahin, Samuel Atachia, tells the media after proceedings. Edubuahin, or a civil servant, at a point as the leader of National Signal Bureau, now about 49.1 million at an accounting. Let's go listen to this Achim police.
Challenges in terms of objections, relevance. You bring a witness to mount the box. If you don't want the witness to be cross-examined, why did you bring the witness in the first instance? Because cross-examination is aiding us to find the truth and to test the credibility of the witness, as well as we putting our case across. The witness has worked on matters that he is familiar with, and it is not right for anybody to say that objection. And the objection is consuming the time of the judge, and we can't be blamed for it. Because if you raise the objection, you can't tie it. You have a witness, instead of saying yes or no, she is writing poems. And the judge is indulging the witness. So I was not too happy about who is wasting the time in the court. But the Attorney General is told now on the objection, which are needless anyway, to be able to make a lot of progress. That's my observation so far.
To refer to the parties, the objections, some of them have been sustained. So you describe that as needless.
Yeah, some of them are needless. And in fact, most of them are needless. We are appealing them. Yes, if you say that this is the document in which the 49.1 million was transferred into, but the judge said, I don't want to see the document. How can you say this is a very serious, ruling? We are going to appeal because the 49.1 million was not put in a pot under somebody's bed. The 49.1 million was received by an account. And if the judge doesn't want to see that account, that the money was received, and how the money were applied, how can we make progress with it? So we challenge
now, as a civil servant, your salary is about 5,000 to 7,000 Ghana. How do you, let's say we are stupid, we don't know the law. You are a civil servant of a government institution. You are paid per diem, you are given housing, you are given allowances for your house help, you are given a car, even your wife is given a car, you are being taken care of, your salaries come in every month. How on earth did you get 49.1 million in your account? Like how? Let's say, attaching some no cano, it's okay. The judge was not listening to them, so they are going to appeal it. I get it. But the question here is, as a civil servant, would you to be the boss of NSB at that time? Because so far, Edubuahin has not told us say he is a multi-million investor in Dubai. He owns maybe farms in California. all that Edubuahin does is that he was the boss of NSB. How did you come by 49.1 million Ghana? How? What? Adam for Benedict has the again transaction businessmen now yeah a bit 49.1 billion citizens. How are you stupid? I say Jimmy. Now you are touching. Say Edubuahin and a will be a company and one find the manager. And then the Juma Yana say he manages your company. On Yajima Bianca. One man car, one man house, one man per day will took other parts of the country to go and monitor the other businesses. One man they also know the Juma, the Busume 10,000 Ghana na Utiano. Now at the end of the day, bank oko check it, sir, manager account him. Now 49.1 million dema. Are you going to be comfortable? What are you going to ask? Are you going to trust this manager again? The first question will be, you work for me as a manager. So far, I don't know any other business that you do. All that you do is working with me and being the manager. How did you come by 49.1 million? And then in court, because of law, because I'm paying one the ticket say of free or bodedum, and the judge, now you think see this alone. For him to come by 49.1 million and don't cause here any case near jail. So because you see, these are some of the things that I'm in Kophobia Yamon with Juma Somunyano, I'm a boy chrono. Eduboy had 49.1 million at the point in his account. As 49.1 million, Okunyan Wayne, businessman or ye, or on drugs. He was a government official who has been cleared. He has actually submitted his finances. He has his Jesus, our friend saying, he has declared his assets before. He declared the assets before he became the boss of NSA, National Signal NSB. So let's go see his asset that he declared. And for the period that he worked with the NSB, no, how much did he pay? His take-home salary was how much? What are the things that he has been able to acquire? Where did he get the money to acquire those things? Because looking at his money's coming into this account, can he acquire a house that is worth $2 million? Now, guy has $49.1 million. Did he declare that he has some other business that is bringing him this? This is basic. Akwesi Broni will not spend so much time on this stupid case. Because, as a head of intelligence, you have declared your assets from 20 DND to 20 DND. That's fine. You try to this amount. How much is your take home? This is my take home. So 6 years now, yeah, that is fine. Every year, you declare your assets. What did you buy? You bought a house for $2 million. You are being paid this amount of money. Where did you get that rest of money to buy a $2 million house? It is simple. Answer them. Where was the money coming from? What was it for? Did it influence you as the leader of NSB? That is why when you come to America, when people are given clearance to work in high government or high profile positions, every single money that comes through your account, you need to write and show that I went to Ghana. A friend of mine gave me $1,000. It was as a friendship. It was a gift. Because somebody can send you $200,000 and influence you to give high-profile quotes of the government to that person. And that person can enter the U.S. government secret vote. So every single money that comes into your account, you need to do what? Declare it. When you even travel to Ghana, no, be charged $10,000. Oh, bah. I also declare, say, when I went to Ghana, Kwame Amwaku gave me $10,000. So that is the money in my account. It wasn't given to me by somebody because at your position, anything can influence our security. So for the guy to have $49.1 million, it's not a big deal for us to be cracking heads. This is a simple thing in court. You were a government official. You have declared your asset. How did the 49.1 million get into your account? We don't need to go for appeal. He needs to prove to the judge that, yes, the 49.1 million was for my wife. This is the work she did to get the 49.1 million. We move on. But if you're not able to prove that the 49.1 million came from here, it came to this place to do this, then you don't need to go to appeals court to go appeal anything. You are stupid. And you see, this is their tactics. What they do is, delay case. Eduboahin is a thief, he's a criminal.
Vintela. Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor.
Kevin Taylor, where anybody say Obiana? Where anybody say Obi?
Kevin Taylor. For you to mention Kevin Taylor, it's clearly supposed to say you have failed in attempt to spoil the mind of Ghanaians.
The president cannot cultivate multiple Kevin Taylors.
Kevin Taylor was insulting him.
The same government that birthed the dreaded Kevin Taylor, who has slaughtered every person in this country on the altar of his show.
Kevin Taylor, Nini Twasere.
Oh, Kevin Taylor. Oh, no. Kevin Taylor, who money came home. Kevin Taylor, one year piano. Papa may say, I'm a lady say, the same on the process.
Nadia Kevin Taylor, and intend this phone here.
Kevin Taylor, ne cannot, come awati.
The day the said Kevin Taylor expires from the surface of the earth. So it's there until he asks for the period that Kevin Taylor is alive. This arrest warrant exists.
This boy Kevin Taylor is there to attack the present government and to make Mama look good. Or your role model.
Kevin Taylor, me say all Casadiama John Damani Mahamano. On Tikrum how? Or to America.
Per se, me who Kevin Taylor, ma'am. Me say, ya une woman mono, the bonny dear.
And you be like Kevin Taylor,
me say, oh, na so do you useless. And I've always said, oh, you're useless. Oh, you're useless. What do you say? Oh, you're useless.
Yeah, Kevin Taylor, $10,000. Now you're NDC full soldier. No, yeah, Puma, say NDC Beba, NDC Ma, because the mama, she can I call Kevin Taylor.
Now Kevin Taylor dear, me the mekacha nese.
And dear Kevin Taylor.
No, Kevin Taylor, who you say John Dramani Mahama? Who say you to about Wabush Krano? What do you say? Wabush for a Taban. They will vote for
Kevin Taylor. When I was out here, when you do not plan content, will be always Gamasha, will be called the large. He's a stupid boy, be able to Kevin Taylor. Yeah, he's mad. Very mad, very stupid boy.
Eddie has some crab, one ben, and my amo. Eh? Eddie and my Mr. Minimum Jinimuaha. Now, you people understand as NPP that I would decide who becomes the next president of the Republic of Ghana. The catch-up in 2024, Allah in his own wisdom, the gracious Allah, the merciful Allah, and what he has given me, I would decide who becomes president of the Republic of Ghana. And that is up to me to decide. I will tell you what Mahamudu Bawumia will get in 2028 elections. The merciful Allah has granted me that, and I will show you. The NPP as a political party, I will nullify it in 2028, the coming elections. I will end the party's life. The NDC, I said this, and a lot of them are not happy. I will choose who will lead the NDC in 2028. That is why I don't get myself involved in who is going to lead. That conversation is not even part of my conversation. I don't even need it because I will decide who will lead the NDC, and it's a fact because I know what Bawumia will get in 2028. So I'll prepare somebody who is worthy of leading Ghana with or without John Mahama in 2028, and it's a fact. That is why the NPP wakes up every morning. It's about Kevin Taylor. In 2024, me catch a Ghana for say, after John Mahama wins, I will be the president to the NPP. And today, they mention me more than the president. They mention me more than their flag bearer. Now, there's another story. What system we need to basically talk about. A private citizen. Yeah. Private citizen petitions General Legal Counsel to investigate former AG Godfrey Dame over allegations of professional misconduct in Ato Forson's trial. And I think this issue I check. In fact, Aban Sisa no nanka say the Ghana Bar Association omo nanka omo tro sa a statement we first. Because you see Ato Forson case na Godfrey Dame Ekufuado eye oforiatamo eye omadwene se omo pese omo de hye Ato Forson kon now Godfrey Dame leading the crucifixion of Atofosino, we all saw the lapses, the illegalities. Kronoa Ekoso, Adada, the former Attorney General Godfrey Dame, the way and manner he manipulated judges, he manipulated the process, the way we clearly senior Godfrey Dame Esheda Edi June. At a point, we had him on tape. And now opese or dada jakpa Emma jakpa etratro. We saw text messages. An attorney general who basically acted like a criminal. An attorney general who basically did not follow judicial process. An attorney general who is a crook. He was basically doing criminal work for the president in 2024. We saw Godfrey Dame, who is a lawyer who did not respect the judiciary, who basically got instructions from the highest office in our judiciary, that is Tokonu's office. And Godfrey Dame basically was like basically going and flouting the law anyhow. Audio and Godfrey Dame, an accused person, or try to convince an accused person to lie to favor him and his government. This Godfrey Dame guy does not have any moral right to be working in Ghana and calling himself a lawyer. He's a disease to the legal fraternity. And this guy, we are not supposed to allow him to even practice in Ghana as a human being. But so for some reason, instead of us to pay attention to this kind of political insect, people parading as lawyers, people who are using political power to go after innocent people, criminals in black and white suits, criminals who have been given power by some corrupt certificateless to use our judicial system to abuse Ghanaians' rights. These are people we are not supposed to give any room to be working in Ghana as lawyers. So I believe, the General Legal Council, they should take this very, very serious. An investigation needs to be open. Godfrey Dame needs to be questioned. The right thing needs to be done. If this guy has to be bad, he needs to be disbarred. Because, you see, the criminality in his action from the past, the deliberate criminal activity, the deliberate connivance with other judges to try and prosecute an opponent and a politician, all because of power. This guy is not supposed to be working and feeling like he's a human being to be treated as one. So I believe and support this petition to the General Legal Council, because you see, the General Legal Council and the Ekufuado was a corrupt General Legal Council. We all know. That is the same General Legal Councillor. Afenyomakin threatened Obi on phone. Abra Afenyomakin Obi wakwaji Obi yire. Enena da afano ema saa nipa no ne nua bema JJ akọ repi ana ode ne sako ka Obi mba. Afenyomakin kwasi ampanyi as a lawyer no ofre nipa sa threaten no. Afenyomakin we ya esafa ne one of his colleagues in the law firm wo ema ne koy enkwara ne school wo and all this sacks go tata enkwara no. He wanted to go kidnap people's kids. Afenyomakin was summoned at the General Legal Council because Tokonu and the rest of the council members, led by Samuel Okujato, they told Afenyomakin to go. So you see, the NPP judiciary, and the Ekufuado, it was basically like dogs on rabies. And Godfrey Dame was the leader of these dogs on rabies. Now, at this point, I believe the General Legal Council should take this matter very seriously, because if anybody sees Godfrey Dame in court speaking as a lawyer and representing clients, it makes it look like our judiciary, with all due respect, we don't know what we are doing. We are not intelligent enough to protect the judiciary. How can such a criminal act, per what happened and what we all listened and what we all saw, text messages, an attorney general who became a lapdog to politicians, an attorney general who became a political criminal, who was buying judges, who was buying witnesses, an attorney general who was filled with corrupt acts. Sir Godfrey Dame will what we heard and saw in 2024. This is an attorney general, Godfrey Dame, who was shopping for judges. I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. Now all pele. Some are not supposed to be working in our court in and out. No, we need to put them where they are. They are not supposed to be practicing law in Ghana. It is beginning to look like a Kromfo and Omutu practicing law in Ghana. Godfrey Dame is not different from a hardened criminal who is at Insawum, because he basically tried to manipulate the system, go against the judicial code, and make sure his opponents are jailed for no reason. So this guy is a hardened criminal. And we are not supposed to entertain such political insects parading in Ghana and working like colicos and pretending they are intelligent. These are foolish people. So this petition is very important and I support it. We need to go into it. We need to open an investigation into it. And if he's found guilty, we need to disbar this criminal because all that he did was criminal. From the audio we listened to, from the text messages between him and Jakpa, from his actions, his utterances, a whole attorney general to me call court or say, because they will catch me as a criminal, I'm not going to question the accused. I'm going to make my deputy. That was a clear violation because we realized, say, not only himself or a crime for, so he was scared that the suspect, who was Jakpa, will question him on his illegal actions. So this guy, Godfrey Dame, is a criminal to me. Per the things that we saw, the things we heard, all the things that he did as the Attorney General for Ekufuado. This guy is not supposed to be entertaining Ghana court. He is a disease to our court. This is a simplicity criminal. Simplicity criminal. Why are we entertaining this? Per what we saw, the evidence we saw, all the audios I listened, the text messages between him and accused people, bringing accused people to a judge's home to convince them this guy is not supposed to be in court. This is a guy who is not supposed to be in court. He's a Sankwas lawyer. A lawyer who shops for judges. This guy is Sankuma. Sankuma's claim to fame was shopping for judges. That's what they do. Halitosis. Akwai a friend nenum kankan or tijo FMI. Acquire the num kankan, your friend saying, Samson Aidini, the num kankan. This guy, they shop for lawyers, judges. That's what they do in Ghana. They shop for judges. They have almost in case Papa Biada or but not TV so Halitosis, the num kankan, Samson Aidini. On Kenyan Sembia, Endra, I believe in this. The same thing today, I don't believe it. There are men who don't even know they are men. They are confused about who they are. These are foolish people who are licking the butts of criminals in politics. Samson Ayenini, a very dirty riffraff. No principle guy. They sit on TV, they lie to people, they pretend they know the law, they know shit. They don't know zilch. They can't even win a case in Togo. And these fools are all walking on the streets of Ghana pretending they know law and they write stupid grammar, no sense, stupid, no principle. Halitosis. Samson Ayenini, case Papa Ben we we were in this country when Samson Ayenini told us, or the Kede Japan court, Kede Japan can say, what in wants them? Oh, you're crown for. Samson Ayenini is a thief. He's a criminal. He's a thief. Politicians na otarta romoto na omoma nisikadi. Onimu nyansa. Ghana ni ejimintira. Eyedina kwa nenum kankanya oba TV so only once a week become a journalist of the year. Enkwasi aseme na ekosono. And the Kufuado. Criminals, raccoons, chipmunks, and diseases were given positions in Ghana for no reason. Samson Ayenini, Godfrey Dame, Sankuma, these are Gabi Ochedako. These are people who shop for judges. They know the judges they want. They tell their Tokonu, we want this judge, we want this judge, we want this. That is what they do. Samson Ayenini, they know born rough. Oh, so today, Samson stay. Kwasiam Penny, who free Sreboba and Yellow Ghana. So you know, yesterday I believed in this. Today I don't believe in the same thing. Yeah. Yesterday you believed in something. Today the same thing, you don't believe in it. What makes you a lawyer? What is your principal line? These are people who don't have any morality. These are people who are being fed like dogs. They give them red meat today, tomorrow give them more money, and they sit there, they believe they are intelligent, but deep down you can see they are hollow. They are very fake. They know nothing. Samson Ayenini, they know born to. Halitosis when it's him. Ghana. Let me read it to you. Kwasia for the Witness Protection Act 2018. You're reading bomb. Some Kwasia for when you're not to Ghana. In fact, let me put this Ofui's picture on this side. Confedame Cronfo, Master Son Kwasamus Ghana. Aqua way out to Bodogi or to Kwan name Bodogi. Come Kwasia some. Now, this guy, let me read this to you. Witness Protection Act 2018. Let me read the act to you. Now, to me, Sango was a club free system. They are not supposed to be lawyers. Go for that. A person who coaches or coerces a protected witness to give evidence which is false commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 2,000 penalty units and not more than 10,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 10 years, or to both the fine and the term of imprisonment. What you say? A person who coaches or coerces a protected witness to give evidence which is false commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 2,000 penalty units and not more than 10,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 10 years, or both the fine and the term of imprisonment. Dear Godfrey, we all saw evidence of it on our TVs, on social media, of him trying to coerce or coach Jakpa to go and lie against Atofosino. He is supposed to be serving a jail term of 5 to 10 years. Because he is paying in Ghana. On to Bodogi. It's all to Kwani name Bodogi. Because he is paying. And he also saw Abrochian as an attorney general committing the highest crime in the judicial system, trying to coerce and coach a witness, a protected witness. He was even able to lead a protected witness to a judge's home. This guy is a thief. He's a criminal. Oh yeah, we sit in Ghana because I suit to Phoebe. Who go for that? We to Bodogi. Yeah, the open to from say and these fools, because of politics, so in Kagona for Yame Nyambre and Yankasem and Yan for pressure to Kwasiampe Uncle Jelia to forcing. Wicked people, difficult, stupid, wicked people, very difficult people. And these are the people we are entertaining in Ghana. Oh, at a NPP for quarter. Now Akwawe. Why any shoe say it now? Mina Miko defend you more. No. So you be sawase. Kwasiampe unankedi ade we di wan kebe ode. Who go for dame? When you this idea with you are supposed to be in jail. You are supposed to be in jail. Now who go jail neka say kutu perform obetuma kuntinu mo perform. And now be na go kuntinu ko perform. En kwasiasem we nyane esoso so Ghana. En kwasiasem we nyane eto ho. Na sa jibi say we imagine say sa dia go for dame ya chin on tape. Jakpa beka no court ye hu WhatsApp NDC attorney general na ya anke betima tena kroma ke benya nkwasiafo ni ntwamoa abeka se an ada ne enjeli no kwasiampe yo ne nam Ghana e na ho e free owo Iran anke hanging dadada China anke hanging dadada go for that me kokopie China anke hanging no e wo dwom. The foolishness and the stupidity of an MPP supporter, the stupidness and the foolishness, the idiocy of an MPP follower. It is always right when they commit a crime. But when somebody commits a crime, it is wrong. The foolishness that eats into the foolish mind of an MPP follower. Are we sane? Are we okay? Are we morally right to even discuss Ghana politics? Why is Godfrey Dame not being questioned in Ghana? Why is the NPP still walking around in Ghana and telling us, Godfrey Dame a lawyer? Now we have people in Ghana defending this twerp. We all listened to the audio. We all read the text messages. An attorney general of the Republic of Ghana, an attorney general that represents a country. Because I'm paying to him Kwani Nemu Bodogi. Now, Uncle Kojeli Obi Papa, such a foolish man. But they need to take him to General Legal Council. They have to question him. He needs to answer questions. We need to get to the bottom of this. He needs to be penalized. It is very important. I want them to disband this guy. He is not supposed to practice law in Ghana again. Where are you from for? This is practicing law. Per what we saw. From the tape I listened to, from the WhatsApp I read, this guy is not supposed to be a lawyer in Ghana. Abo funu uko jail now seminar to forma betuma fa. Unu mama be review. Ugo fedame, uko jail. Now seminar to forma. Ubetuma continue muafa. Can you bend and pick your soap? Do you know the consequences that comes with it when you bend to pick your soap in jail? And all these people are working in Ghana and people are calling them legal brains. People who shop for judges. You have to go to jail for people to rape you. You go for that. All right, now, I'm in Kobenim. Hey, I've done 3 hours. Now, this is one story too I want us to talk about. PAC, Public Accounts Committee, recovered over 106 million Ghana cedis between 2020 and 2024 to the state by inviting institutions and individuals. TA. Public Accounts Committee recovered over 106 million Ghana cedis between 2020 and 2024. So 4 years, they recovered only 106 million. Nobody went to jail. In Kwasia, this Public Accounts Committee is one of the most useless committees we are spending money on. From 2020 to 2024, 4 years, all the auditors and the people they hauled before them and questioned them and admitted on camera they have taken our money, only 106 million. Now, Mumbusa Public Accounts Committee say only this year, how much have we spent on the Public Accounts Committee traveling around the nation? This is stupid. They're living in 3-star hotels when they travel to a region. They're being given chauffeurs. They are being fed. They are giving bodyguards. They are spending fuel. We are giving them per diem. How much have they spent? Millions. So for 4 years, if we have not been able to jail anybody, people who have stolen from us, from different institutions, this is a failed committee. It is a failed committee. We need to shut it down. Me, I can't assemble every time for a long time. The Public Accounts Committee, it is even helping these criminals in our public institutions to devise plans or ways to steal from us. Why are we still sitting in Parliament with this incompetent lady, Nikomu Kasenka Grace Jones, a woman who was the deputy to Kenofurata, who is now a wanted criminal? Jesus Christ. Kenofurata Bewiesika. Today we have made a case against him in Ghana. In Ghana's books, Kenofurata is considered a potential criminal. This was the lady who was his deputy. Then salad way, Nkomu Kasenka says crime about time but or no interview How can you make a criminal interview a criminal? I see agreeing Yejuma. I see a Nimunyansa. Kenofurata, this guy. Sakwawi. Boni awabedi Akwawi.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run?
Were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull.
That is Kenofurata. He was our finance minister for 8 years. Abeno Sayasare. She was Kenofurata's deputy. And sa adie we abetina also ono momu air questioning konfo so mabokro no ye jimi ana in parliament ye nya nyansani bia mana betina sa committee we so sa maami we ekuro bia ni wo mbema na betina committee so anka Kenofurata oya wanted nka o se maami we ni Kenofurata gina dakam I say kuro na etimu no I say nimu nyansa. What moral right does this crime bad time have to come and sit and say she is rather questioning auditors, questioning? So you see, when these government workers, these civil servants, when they come to sit before them, they see the woman as a Toromuzo Jimmy for, because to them they saw the damage she did with Oforiata. So they don't take the parliament serious. They didn't take the committee serious, because I'm an internal auditor for a government institution. Now, what abna sorry, oto obu some questions are. Me government and not parliament in so sebi omo Jimmy, because you are a criminal. You, at this point, we are talking about Kenofurata. Kenofurata's main person who was his deputy was you. It's minimum going to Ghana for crisis so sir or crime about time we so, because any anger towards Kenofurata should be directed to this crime about time, because she worked with Kenofurata for 8 years. So this Grace Jones does not have any moral right to question any government institution, question any auditor, question any civil servant, because she used to work as a government worker. She was a civil servant, but ono kronvono we done the out to one or no question obi. So you see, the auditors come in front of this PAC or Public Accounts Committee and they see them as fools, because you are making a criminal sit there to question me. So they will not take anybody sitting there serious. And that is what is defeating the purpose of the Public Accounts Committee. Because me a teacher me a Ghana worker. Now me betina wana me hu abroad say asara. The only thing that rings is can of rata deputy ni, can of rata as we speak, or ye konfo ya shishano. Na ono at Ghana and I'm Ghana and pat den say kodu. The part den say ayadi hwe asamwa betina ka jem say I don't understand. Where did he keep the money?